The chapter nominated Manny and Deborah for this award due to their trailblazing efforts to bring the first lawsuit under the Washington State Immigration Services Fraud Prevention Act.
This case was about vulnerable immigrants get ripped off by non-lawyers, and we stopped them.
Their lawsuit was against the notarios. Notarios are known in the Latino community as unlicensed immigration consultants.
It is per se consumer fraud to call yourself a notario, an immigration consultant, if you are not a lawyer.
Notario has a different connotation, kind of like a super lawyer in Latin American countries, to be actual lawyers. And so when they're harmed by our lawyer, they kind of paint everybody with a broader brush. And as a result, our profession suffers.
These consultants take advantage of immigrants by assisting them in applying for benefits they're not eligible for. This results in costing the immigrants money, and in dire consequences can result in detention or removal from the United States. The assistance of these unlicensed immigration consultants can result in separating families.
The law is great. The issue is getting people brave enough to stand up and be plaintiffs.
I've seen the harm that they've caused since the very beginning, and unfortunately, a lot of times they're big players in our community that they support. Nonprofits, and so therefore the nonprofits get behind them, and it's very hard for people to go against these kind of major figures in the community.
These immigration consultants, who charge as much as lawyers do, or nearly so, they undermine people like Manny's ability to serve the community.
I think that little by little that we're kind of like digging them out and we're prying them out. So hopefully this is, I think it's a significant step toward that.
Something that folks may not know about this case is that the notario defendants were former immigration officials employed by the U.S. government.
Nobody's ever gone after these people. There's lots of people who, like them, who are still operating in every immigrant community in this state or in this country. Washington, fortunately, I think has the best law in the country to go after them, but we're the first people to use it.
What I think motivates Deborah and Manny is their commitment to stand up for injustice and unfairness to the vulnerable.
I got this one.
Okay.
I know. Okay, so we don't have enough legal representation for middle class and lower income people. We don't have it. I mean, this case is a perfect example of why you have to have a fully trained lawyer to deal with the problems of low income or middle class people. This is a case that required both a deep knowledge of immigration, the ability to bring suit in state court, which a lot of immigration lawyers even are a little nervous about, an understanding of statute and how it works. It was a complicated case. We have to have actual, real legal representation from real trained lawyers, maybe even super trained lawyers, for the problems of poor and middle income people. The problem is lawyers get out of law school with tons of debt and they can't work cheaply enough to be accessible to people who need them. What I would change about the law is lower the prices without lowering the quality or forcing people into sort of very narrowly trained technicians. It isn't good enough.
Manny and Deborah have decided to donate their attorney fees to further work in this area.
Thank you, Kate Rich. Thank you, clients.
Thank you, Karen Weinrich, for the nomination. Thank you, WSBA, for the award. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Deborah.
Yeah, thanks, Manny.